RWBY Thoughts is a fan-made parody. This is not endorsed by Rooster Teeth in any way. Views, opinions, and thoughts are all our own. Rooster Teeth and RWBY are trade names or registered trademarks of Rooster Teeth Productions, LLC. The whale being destroyed was one of the first things that went right. Only it was a small reprieve in this battle. Salem was incapacitated, but that wouldn't prevent the Grimm from gaining air superiority. Our ground forces would be overwhelmed in short order if that were the case. There was no turning back. It was either my plan to secure the Winter Maiden would succeed, or Atlas would be destroyed. As the saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures.
I need the Winter Maiden now. It's the only way Atlas can survive. Schnee, bring me Ark, Ren, and Shaolong.
What for, sir?
I had tried to cooperate, to do things Ozpin's way. How foolish of me. To follow a man who has failed time and time again. A man who lacked the conviction to do what needed to be done.
I had Crow in my hands, and I didn't do what needed to be done. I will not make that mistake again.
I know. I'm ashamed I didn't think of it earlier. Leveraging the lives of her friends, it's the only way to make Penny listen to reason.
If it is my destiny to go down in history as a villain, so be it. But no matter how I am despised, portrayed as cruel and heartless, I will not be remembered as the one who stood by as Atlas fell.
Sir, I'm sorry, but we don't have them. Operative Schnee let them go.
You... what?
Winter allowed them to go on board the creature to rescue their friend.
I could not believe what I was hearing. Winter, the definition of loyalty. Does the Schnee family exist to do anything but vex me?
They were our last chance. And now...
Now I have nothing!
Sir, we are detecting non-military ships on radar. Dozens of them.
Ships? Whose ships?
They appear to be Schnee Dust Company freighters, sir. They're heading straight for Mantle.
Weiss. I see.
And now, the younger Schnee. Dear children, if you live to survive this battle, I hope that you can see the folly in your choices.
They're trying to save Mantle. This has always been about Mantle, hasn't it? I need to make a call.
This is an emergency CCT broadcast.
What's going on?
Those ships, they were going to save people. Why would...
I have always promised to defend this kingdom. It's
Shooting down the Schnee freighters may have been a bit rash, but a show of force was entirely necessary. Also, it would not have ended well if Salem got her hands on even one of those ships. I was never one for pomp and circumstance, but the situation called for just that. I wanted to show Miss Rose how a real leader makes an address.
If anyone tries anything other than what I've ordered, Mantle is gone.
You have 1 hour to respond. Good. You're here.
My shift in tactics unsettled those in my ranks. Romero's descent made that obvious enough. My command was in jeopardy as it was, but it had to be done. Like the children, Romero's line of reasoning was flawed. Naive. Again, one thing my semblance is good for. Following through on the tough decisions.
You want a collar? Fine. I'll throw this traitor in the brig, where he belongs.
Truth be told, despite her less than stellar acting, I'm glad that Schnee pulled that little stunt. Despite my actions, more needless bloodshed would not help matters. If I could not save Atlas, there would be no hope for humanity at all. If my army could not defeat Salem, who could? There was no sense of worrying. All of the pieces were in position. This would be my final gambit.
Be ready for anything.
Is there a problem?
Just retracing the steps that led us here.
Crow and Robin re-entering the base was a small wrinkle in my plan. Looking back on it now, it was so obvious. But of course, that's hindsight for you. I was just so desperate for my plan to work. I was so desperate for this nightmare to be over. Thankfully, Glinda wasn't around to see this. I'd never hear the end of it if she saw this weapon of mine.
Some resistance from your friends.
I don't want anyone else to die. I must open the vault.
You've done the right thing.
I have.
Feels weird.
I won't lie, they completely blindsided me here. The fight, if you can even call it that, lasted less than a minute. Ironically, a little time to reflect on things might have been what I needed. But it was far too little and far too late. Also, I could have done without Jacques Schnee's constant chatter, but as luck would have it, I'd be given one more shot at making it all right. You could say it was my semblance forcing my hand against Councilman Sleet. But for Jacques Schnee, on the other hand, that was entirely of my own volition. The crime of treason deserved so much more, but due process is hard to come by in times of war. At one time, I considered Winter Schnee my natural successor. I have never seen someone so driven to embody the best of what this kingdom has to offer. Naturally, this made her betrayal all the more devastating. But regardless of my feelings on the matter, I was sworn to fight my kingdom's enemies. A fight which I would once again ultimately lose. Salem and her forces took advantage of our infighting and made off with both of the relics. It was a complete disaster. And that brings us back to where we started. My kingdom has fallen, my body is broken, and everything that I feared would happen has come to pass. Atlas has fallen. I was such a fool. Good luck, Theodore. Man, I did not expect that I would spend 2 years making 7 videos on this channel, honestly. But, yeah. Subscribe, I guess. I don't know.